Hey guys, welcome back to the Laravel 5.6 and React.js tutorial. In this session I'm going to be showing you how to do a post request with Axios. We're going to be sending data to the database, and we're going to be creating a new blog article essentially. So we're going to be posting the name, and we're going to be posting a new body, and hopefully it'll appear up in this list and we'll be able to click into it like this does. Just a quick note that this isn't going to be a secure blog. It's not going to have like a panel where a user can log in, etc. No authentication, so you wouldn't want to put it on your live website because people could post anything. But it's just more for me to show you the logic and the theory behind doing the Axios post. So let's jump straight into it. To begin with, I'm going to put a new link up here, which is going to have a component, and it's going to have a form which allows us to send data. And to do that, I'm going to open up this page, the index.js. I'm going to duplicate the link. I'm going to go /blog /post article. I'm going to say post article. And then I'm also going to do a root. I'm going to do it underneath here just to keep it a bit more organized. I'm going to do /post article. And we're going to do blog article post as the component. I'm going to duplicate this up here. We're going to import a new component called blog article post. And then I'm going to make a new component in the assets.js components file. And yeah, you guessed it, blog article post.js. And within here, I want to copy and paste the example component, just because this has slightly more styling and it's a bit more, it just looks a bit better. I'm going to paste that in here. I'm going to rename this example class to blog article post. And I'm then going to construct a form within here. Rename this to post a new article. And then our form is going to have two input fields, well, one input, and it's going to be the name is going to be name, because that's the field in the database. It's called name. And I'm going to put a placeholder. Enter blog name. And then I'm going to do a text area. I'm actually going to wrap these in divs as well, just to be slightly more organized. And div, do name equals body, because that's the field in the database, and placeholder, enter blog content or body. Close that text area, close that div. And I'm going to save this, and I think we're going to come across a problem. If you refresh our app, we're going to click blog post article, and in here, yeah, it didn't show the issue because I think I resolved it earlier, but I just want to run through it with you guys quickly. In the blog article.js file, I forgot to show you in the video, but we need to put an if statement around this return. And the if statement essentially says if this.state.post, so if this exists, then return this, else return null, because for some reason it's trying to render this on other pages, etc. So like I said, I don't know if this is the best way to do it overall, so if anybody does have a better way of doing it, please leave a comment below, because like I said, I'm not an expert with React, but hopefully one day I will get there, and we will get there. But yeah, okay, great. So we've got this form which is going to allow us to post to the database. Obviously we're going to need a submit button. So let's do another div. And let's do a button. Type equals submit. And then submit. Let's close that button. And let's refresh the app. Okay, great. Doesn't look great, but yeah, hopefully it'll work, and that's the main thing. So, like I said, we're going to be using Axios again, and to do that, we're going to import it from Axios. And like last time, we're going to set up a constructor, and it's going to say super, and this.state equals, and we want to set an empty string for the name, and we want to set an empty string for the body, and we're going to well, we're not going to pre-populate it, but we're going to populate it while we fill in these inputs and text area. So to do that, we're going to have to set up some functions, but yeah, what we'll call it handle name change. We're going to pass it the event, and then we're going to do this .set state, and you probably guessed it, we're going to do name.e.target.value, and then on the name, what we want to do is we want to pass it the on change, and we want to pass this data through. So we're going to do this dot handle name change, because we're going to be targeting this function. I'm going to do bind. I'm going to do this. So we're essentially going to be passing this through, but we're going to need to do a value first, and the value is going to be this dot state dot name. Okay, great. And basically, when the input changes now, it's going to be setting this name state to be here. And we're also going to duplicate this, and we're going to do it for the body. And then I'm just going to duplicate this again, save us some time. Handle body change. This set body. And then on the form is going to be submitting the data to the database. So the form itself needs to have a function on it. So we're going to do on submit, because the submit button is within the form. So when this triggers, it will trigger this function up here. And we're going to do this handle submit for consistency. .bind, and then this. And then of course we need to make this function. But firstly we need to do prevent default, because this actually defaults, this prevents the button from actually submitting, because the HTML button with type submit would like essentially refresh the page, but we don't want that, so we're going to disable that from happening. And yeah, we're going to essentially then post it to the controller, but obviously we haven't got a like element set up in the controller yet that accepts posts. So if we open up our, if I just save this, I'm just going to charge it. Okay, if we open up our app, HTTP, controllers, API, blog controller, we're essentially going to want to edit this store function. And within here, we're going to want to basically say blog equals new blog. And then we're going to do blog name equals request, and we're going to be getting from the request the name. So this is what we're going to be passing through from our form. I'm going to do blog body equals request body. Then we're going to do blog save, and then return blog. I'm going to save that file. I'm going to go back into my blog article post, and then if I just save this, for the moment I'll just do a console log, and I'll console log this.state so we can see what's happening. Refresh. I'm going to go to post article, and as you can see we've got a problem there, but okay, so that function isn't working. Handle submit. Let me just open up my notes. I've got quotation marks around there, so that might be why. Okay, so we can see there's an object with F for the name and FF for the body. Say body. So that's great. That's the data we can then retrieve in our controller and post it to the database. And I just want to show you the database to begin with. We've got our two articles we've always had. I'll refresh just to see. And now we're going to want to make a post to the via Axios. And we're going to be posting it to the API /blog. I'm doing this.state, and then we're going to do then response. Just going to do the error function just in case we get errors. Just going to console log our response in here, just to see if it's a 200 or a 500, because if it's a 200, that means it's posted to the database. If it's a 500, then we've got some issues. Save that, refresh the app again. Blog article 3, blog body 3, submit. Okay, we've got a 500 internal server error, and let's have a quick look to see what it could be. It must be something. I know what you can do. Because it's a Laravel problem, we can click into the network tab and we can debug it by clicking the blog.api, and it says here what the issue is. Parse error, syntax error, unexpected. So I'm guessing we've got a syntax error in here somewhere. That looks fine to me. We forgot to put the gets in here. So get, post article 3, and here you can see all our requests. So if I just do body 3, submit, that's come back as a 201, created, and let's check the database, refresh, and we've got a new article in the blog table. So that's great. Like I said before, this is just to show you the theory behind it and the logic behind Axios. I wouldn't recommend doing this on your website because obviously there's no authentication and anybody could post anything. But yeah, we'll move into like login and sign in, etc., and sign up eventually. Hope you enjoyed. Hit subscribe if you find this useful. Thank you.